Hey everybody, this is B from Kongs R Us. Welcome to The Next Level. This is my weekly podcast show where we bring you next level things, guests, community members. But today I'm going solo. Today I'm talking about modding. It's one of the things that really brought my channel to life. The thing that really still gets me most excited about having this home arcade is not actually having the home arcade. Yes, you could build your home arcade with Arcade1Ups, with pinballs, with at games products, with whatever you want. You could build your own dream arcade machine. Yes, you can do all those different things, including that amazing Star Wars Battle Pod, which I plan to still make a fun video about at some point in time. But today I wanted to just have a casual, fun conversation about all the different modding possibilities that you can do with your home arcade products. Talk a little bit about my journey of modding, some things that I still have plan to mod because I have a lot of things on the docket to be done for both pinball machines and some Arcade1Ups. And I do have some things that the community I feel like are really interested in, including this Time Crisis mod here with the retro shooter kit. And so the kind folks over at the Buy Stuff Arcades team, Dave and Mike, you may have saw them on P-Dub's Arcade Loft a couple of weeks ago. They sent me this beautiful control panel conversion, and it's been installed. I have to make a tutorial on it, on how the installation went, and I'll tell the story about how it went awry because it was mostly my fault that there's been a delay in that video. But I promise the guys I'll have that out by this weekend because I've been working on it, been trying to work on some other stuff. But I'll talk a little bit about that as well as doing a demo of the cap. So I think it'll be fun to play Retro Shooter on the Time Crisis cabinet to get some people some real-time feedback of playing retro shooter on the cabinet with the 19-inch screen. It's a pretty badass mod. So we'll be talking about that today. And then lastly, if you're in the chat, if you're live, or if you're watching this on a replay and in the comment section, I would love to answer any questions, be a resource to folks that are interested in modding any of their cabinets. I'm trying to find ways to still be, useful and helpful for the community, for folks that continue to watch my channel. I'm not the biggest news channel. I'm not the first to kind of jump onto products and things. There have been times where I've been able to go and do product releases and things with either Arcade1Up and some other companies and get stuff quickly and make reviews. But I don't know if that's the future of the channel. I don't know if I'm going to be getting much more things into my arcade these days. So I'd love to have a conversation with folks and hear from you guys in terms of what modding things you'd like to hear, other maybe future content tutorials that you might like to see. I'm just at a point where I just want to share the cool shit that I've gotten over the years. And it's been 3 years in this hobby, and I'm pretty excited where my arcades finally lined that up. So that's where I'm at today. So hello to the chat. Ritual Dello, hello, hello. Thank you so much. Jason is here as well. Doodle Dad says hello. Muller Melek says hello, hello. Nice to catch you live. Thank you for being here. And Dr. Jeffrey says, I'm going to put a mini PC in my Time Crisis and use Joel's Sinden light gun build so we can play anything. That is a wonderful option to be working with Joel and the Retro Lizard team to get a Sinden light gun build. It will give you much more options than the Pandora box in terms of light gun build things. But the Pandora box is pretty cool. There's a lot of cool stuff in that one too. So there it is. Doodle Dad, what's up, man? It says, is your Star Wars Battle Pod an original or did I build it? I built that bad boy. That is a custom-made Battle Pod racing / flight simulator that I put together with the help of a few cool people. I do still need to make a full-on video showcasing it. I've just not had the time between work and some of the other like home arcade project commitments that I had. It's on my to-do. I'm so happy that how it turned out though. I'm so excited. I can't wait to make that. Retro Lizard, what's up, man? It says, you're one of the only channels that focuses on moddings and the things people do in the community. Speak of the devil. Speak of Retro Lizard. You're sending your cronies in here to talk about your build, and then you just show up out of anywhere. So, Retro Lizard, what's up, man? Let me know if you want to pop in and say hello. Retro Lizard's part of the Three Amigos, Four Musketeers guys. These guys, Retro Lizard, Arpeg Electronics, you got Vic VP and Brad D. They're doing a show every once in a while. They never really invite me though. I'm like a fifth wheel sometimes when I watch their shit, but those guys are the modding kings for sure. Those guys are awesome. So Retro Lizard, let me know if you want to come on and chat, man. James Hates Everything. What's going on, man? I appreciate you being here. The man that makes tons of content using the best AI thumbnails. Got to give you some shout out, man. Some creativity there. That's actually something that I've not even delved into. I've never made one piece of artificial art chat GPT things, it still kind of freaks me out a little bit, but you mastered it quite well, James, quite well. Virtual Della says, modding, toys, pop culture, expand, man. Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that. So, when I originally started my channel, it's called Kongs Are Us for a reason, right? It's a play off of Toys R Us. I was really into the toy scene and collecting specific things, particularly Transformers has been like my main thing, as well as Macross, Robotech. I've always wanted to talk more about it. I think when you have a content and you have a channel and you're excited about something, people will still listen and tune in. So I definitely have a passion for that, or I did. So I like talking about the old stuff. The new stuff, I have no idea what's going on, but at least collecting between the years like 2001 up until like 2015, 2018, there's a lot of cool stuff that I collected over the years. And so I think I have a decent collection to talk about at some point in time. Yo. Yes, I will get in a video soon. Jay Esposito says, yo, what's up? He wants to see the Godzilla Stumbler UFO live models. I thought about doing that today, Jay. I thought about that. In fact, it's actually one of the things I was going to talk about it. You brought it up. You brought it up, not me. I'm so in love with Stumbler Pinball. Stumbler Pinball is when you get into the modding scene of the pinball world and you talk about Godzilla, which is one of the best pinball machines of all time. They are like the #1 modding shop that produces pinball mods. Like Stumbler's so good. Like and I just got their Lolly UFO kit. What the hell is a Lolly UFO kit? It's a kit to change your UFO to make it light up. And then the back glass of God. I know people hate when I talk pinball, but the back glass where that big old Godzilla wraith coming out, there's a little LED strip that like makes it like light up and look super cool. So it gives you all the flashing lights and cool. I was thinking about doing it, but I opened it up today because I had about 30 minutes before the show to put on a show. And it was like, here's all the wires and the stuff. And I'm like, this may take me a little bit longer than I would like to do. But soon I will do a live installation of this. You can scan that if you want to see what it takes to do. But the Stumbler guys, Davey, in fact, not only that, but he has another mod that just came out. So I just got onto the list for his noodle, there's another building mod that he has. But he has an Area 51 mod for Foo Fighters, and I have the Foo Fighters, so I just paid for that. So Davey at Stumbler Pinball is awesome. He also is hosting a Mod Talk pinball show with somebody called the Electric Playground, I think, TEP. And they're another modding group. And, the modding stuff in the home arcade scene is awesome. Like, hats off to Buy Stuff Store and Retro 530, all the folks that have been providing stuff for the folks to buy and purchase. The home arcade modding scene is very cosmetic if you think about it, right? There are some things like control panels and CNC machines that get a little bit more complicated, but for the most part, most of the mods are kind of cosmetic, right? Like you're getting like a nicer looking panel. You're not really doing super anything intricate with anything. These folks at Stumbler, like they are freaking building their own PCB boards and lolly kits, and like all of this shit is like custom programmed to work with the machine and do shit. Like they're next level. Like the way the pinball modding community is, like you have to be smart as hell to be modding in the pinball community to make the mods. I mean, like I got a Godzilla in there that freaking moves when I hit the pinball machine. Like that's not just cosmetic. That's like getting it to work with stuff. So I'm just impressed with that community. The other mod that I got from the pinball community, I haven't even opened it yet. Have I? Let's see, is it opened? I'm talking pinball now. There's this big ass Godzilla Oxygen Destroyer mod. This thing is huge. It's ginormous. And I know that's the thing that Jay said, but it goes right here in the shooter lane and the thing like pops open. Like this is freaking cool. Like, but it opens in the middle of the playfield. Like there's something that they did to make it so that it opens. So I don't know. I'm just kind of comparing the modding scene. Like those pinball modding guys, they're smart. Not to say that Joel and those other guys aren't smart, but I was impressed with Arpeg Electronics and the Gun for IR builds and things. So they were using little things. He was soldering. So that's pretty cool. These guys are developing shit and putting stuff together. And the Buy Stuff guys are too. They're making custom encoder boards. So man, I think that's pretty cool. Magic. What's up, Thor KC? Good to see you, man. Richard Lizard says, yeah, he wants to come by. All right. Sounds good. I'll send you a link just shortly, man. What's up, James? Yo, P-Dubs, Arcade Loft is here. Says, nice blue lighting. You like it? Yes. It's actually a combination of blue and pink up there, but you kind of see the blue hues more than anything. But I'm liking the arcade setup. I'm really proud and happy to be in my arcade hanging out with everybody. Oh, thanks, Jeff. Appreciate that. Putt Putt is here. It says, Encoder is releasing the T2 soft mod soon. Will you be doing a tutorial install like how you did with Outrun? I have my T2 right there. And if they do eventually release the T2 mod, happy to be a guinea pig and do an install video for it for the guys. But that team is really... they like shiny objects, and they kind of really get into something really fast, and they're like, ooh, shiny object, and they kind of sputter around, and then they're like, ooh, shiny object, and like, yeah, they get a little bit more work done, and they're like, oh, look at this is really cool. So I have no idea where they're at with the Team Encoder mod for T2. The last I heard, P-Dubs was saying that they're doing a Blitz mod, so that would be freaking cool if they did that as well. So I haven't been in touch with them recently since the holidays, but if they get it done, I will absolutely do that. What's up, Guitar Magic? Arcade is looking awesome. Thank you so much. Bad Guy, hello, hello. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, who else is here? Endanger Dog, what's up, man? Good to see you here as well. Buy Stuff Arcades. We need to get smarter from the sounds of it. Hey, I wasn't trying to say that you guys aren't smart, guys. I mean, this is some pretty impressive stuff. You put together your own encoder. You got the manufacturer. You got all the it's cool. It's cool. No, not throwing any shade. But the pinball guys, like, that's some. Did you see? Can you see this? All right. He's got me like on my heels right now. I have to like defend what I'm talking about, right? Like, look at this. This is a freaking light up neon Tokyo sign with custom LED that flickers and has a board in the back. And then they hand painted and did that like noodle bar like LED sign. So it's cosmetic, but there's so many electronics just to get it working and stuff like that. So it's just another layer. I have appreciation for all modders out there. I mean to be like that. Buy stuff. I like you guys. I like you guys a lot. I'm talking about you guys right now. We're gonna go off of a little bit of stuff. All right, JSB Sitta says the next level tech is insane. You're sad you sold your T2 this weekend. Retro Lizard's recessed screen was awesome buyer. You loved it. Yes. All right. Pinball is next level. Oh, it's money. Yes, it is very, very, very expensive. Speak of the devil. Just for clarification, T2 is Misdirection. If you didn't know who that was, he's one of the folks that came on the Team Encoder stream. And the Blitz mod is D-Mod. So it's not Mr. Encoder's fault. You got to go to the Team Encoder side of things and get on D-Mod ass and Misdirection to say, where are these mods at, right? Because, you know, Mr. Encoder can only crack or whip so much. But those are the guys. Thanks for hopping in here, man. I appreciate you hopping in to say hello. Blitzmas was D-Mod. Now you regret selling your Blitz. I still have a Blitz somewhere in the wings. I actually loaned my Blitz to Dan from Outrun the Neon Sun. You know, whatever he's doing, what he was doing. Yeah, so he has it right now. I will eventually get it back in my arcade. I'm really interested in doing possibly like the 2-player conversions to kind of make it fit into a space because I only have one 4-player cab at the moment. It's my Turtles cab. It's stuck and tucked in a corner, and there's no way 4 people are going to play on that. So Blitz, I would be interested in a Blitz mod for sure. All right. Am I saying that Buy Stuff is making pinball toppers? No, I'm encouraging them to get more next level so they can make all sorts of things. I wouldn't be surprised if they would make better toppers that do more stuff for like the ALP mod that just came out. So ALP 4K just came out. Buy Stuff guys just got their ALP 4K. So I assume there will be plenty of mods and things that they'll be doing soon, including other toppers and things that you can do. So think about that. Oh yeah, hi, appreciate that. There you go. Oh, Mystery Encoder just got an ALP 4K. Huh. All right. Speak of the devil, more modding possibilities. Hit a 1 in the chat if you want to see Mystery Encoder do some tinkering with the ALP 4K. I think that would be something the community would like to see. You know, whenever you're ready, whenever you want to talk about it, man, let me know. Let me know. All right, Putt Putt. Did you ever get the new? Did you get the new retro shooter that has 4 sensors and 5 additional games? The Time Crisis mod looks sick. Yeah. So this is the integrated 19-inch screen bezel from the Buy Stuff guys, and so that is big ass screen, retro shooters installed with the selector deck here. I don't know if it has the 5 additional games. I think so. I just bought it about a month or two ago. So it looks like it should be good. All right, let me send over a link to the folks in here. I think Retro Lizard said he wanted to join and see what's up. Buy Stuff said they might be able to come on next week. So yeah, maybe we'll get the Buy Stuff stocks folks on here pretty soon. And so here we go. We'll see if we get some other folks on here. Okay, back at the lab. All right, thanks, man. Appreciate you, Dubs. Hope you're doing well. All right, you want to see that at Games 4K and how they're delivering it. Yeah, so, I mean, let's just talk about that Games 4K pin just for a second, because it's coming out. It's the new hotness. It's the new thing. Virtual pinball. Do I still like it? Yes, I do. But I've been enamored, obviously, with real mechanical pinball recently. But I absolutely still have appreciation and love virtual pinball. Have I ever played 4K pinball? I haven't. I really haven't. I've only played on 1080p screens. So I don't know the difference. One of those things when you talk about resolution differences and like, is it a big deal? It really can't tell too often unless you're seeing it in person live and you see the difference. I was like arguing with Michael B about the difference between OLED screens and if it's worth it. I'm like, it's probably not worth it. And he was like, oh my God, it's so worth it. And you know, with technology, especially screens and resolutions, you really can't tell the difference unless you see it side by side. And you're like, oh, yeah, that is much deeper blacks. Oh, that clarity is much better. Like I remember the times when there's old projection TVs, and that was life every day. I thought that was the highest quality you can get. And then I compared it to an LCD screen, and then I compared it to a plasma. So I think I would have to see the 4K P to kind of appreciate the upgrade. And I sold my Legends HD pinball machine, my very, very much appreciated Star Trek pinball machine. I love that thing, but I sold it. I had to make space, unfortunately, is one of the things that had to go. All the time that went into it, I got deep into the virtual pinball modding hobby. And it's because the only reason why I sold it is because I eventually inherited a full-size virtual pinball machine. So it's the only reason why I'm not getting the 4KP. I really like the designs they put out there. The Attack from Mars is probably my favorite out of the bunch they did. I didn't like their Star Trek one that they put out there. You know, I thought that would have been fun, obviously, with the next generation art. I'm hoping they do some of the other stuff, though. Imagine if they did a Medieval Madness themed cabinet. That would be fun. I enjoy playing those other Williams and old school tables that I can't play on the ones that I have, because that's the only way you can play them and not spend a fortune. But I do travel a lot and go to pinball arcades, so I've been enjoying playing some of the classic arcades and where I can find them. All right, so I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. Okay, where are we at? All right. We have a couple of ones there. Me's gonna figure out how to side load 1-up pins on it. It'll put the Arcade1Up pinball machines on the 4KP. All right, because it's a live platform, we won't be doing any public modding similar to iArcade in the past. All right, well said, Mr. Encoder. I can respect that. So no team encoder mods for AOP because it's a live system, which means you can purchase packs and do all the stuff. It is meant, though, it is meant for you to really bring your own system to it, to bring your own PC and do extra modding and play your own extra games. So that is an expectation. Just don't lean on the Team Encoder folks to do that, because you can do that on your own. Follow Wagner's Tech Talk. That guy does a lot of good stuff. I'm sure P-Dubs will make a lot of tutorials and videos about that. So check them out. You were disappointed with the solenoids only being flippers, to be honest, and that's something that felt A1Up did right. Yeah, they actually had 4 solenoids throughout the Arcade1Up pinball machine, so it was integrated into the bumpers and kind of the pop slings a little bit more, versus at games. I'm curious about that. You got to tell me what that feels like, because there's a flipper kit where you press the button and then it flips on. Funny enough, though, I'm really curious. I haven't watched any of the videos on the 4KP because I'm not getting it, but I should. I want somebody to open it and show the flipper solenoid kit. Like Mr. Encoder, I'm sure you're going to get it at some point, but I have an inkling, I have a feeling that if they really put together a solenoid kit, they based it off of Cleveland Software Designs flipper kit, the one that was the install mod that we did into our old At Games pinball product. He told me that At Games reached out to them and they bought his product, but they didn't really like contract him to actually make the solenoid kit for the thing. So I think they just reverse engineered his flipper solenoid kit and then put it in there. So I'm really curious to see what it looks like and what they did for that, because that would be really funny in terms of how they integrated it. Funny, but maybe not cool. I don't know. I don't know what it looks like. So Jeff, what's up, man? Everybody's saying the ALP 4K and ALU 4K is not going to have coin ops. Is that true? Anybody have the info? None of those come with the coin ops option. I think somebody was saying that OTG, which is kind of the on-the-go gaming aspect, isn't going to like bring your own game. BYOG is not going to be compatible with the ALU 4K. So that I don't know. But the ALP, it is designed to be able to plug in a PC and play extra modern gaming. That's the whole point of the AtGames ecosystem. They called it the OCP initiative back when I was like helping out with the pinball folks with AtGames. Is the open and connected pinball is absolutely the point of the ALP 4K as far as I know. I have no idea about the ALU 4K, if that's going to have anything. But ALP for sure definitely have some sort of like integration with PC. Coin ops, that I don't know if they're going to be doing extra coin ops sauce builds. I assume that it would be compatible, but I don't know why it wouldn't be compatible. Matt Astor, man, what's up? OLEDs aren't worth it due to the lifetime of them, not the quality. It'll take the hit in quality for long alive. Are OLEDs that bad in terms of life? I have an OLED TV downstairs that's like since 2016, it's still like kicking. I know that one of the pixels like went out and became like a red dot, but I bought the warranty and got a whole screen replaced and it's been perfect since. But yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know some of the OLEDs are not great. Oh no, your Legends back box just went out, man. Sorry to hear. All right, the 4KP is pretty awesome. You're just scared they're gonna release a Twilight Zone now because you may end up with two if they do. I'm sure you can sell your other one. It's still gonna be a nice niche product. At least the good news is that even though you have the Adams Family version, it's a nice looking, it's a decent looking pinball machine. I think it'll be much easier to sell these versions of pinball machines on the secondary market than the other ones. In fact, it is the most commercially like nice looking virtual pinball product on the market, bar none. There's no other pinball product, like virtual pinball product on the market that looks as nice as the ALP 4Ks. They addressed so many of the issues that were wrong with the original HD build, with the look, the feel, the size, the artwork. So I really like what they did with the ALP 4K. It's just not something that's going to be in my possession because I inherited this awesome $5,000 pinball machine already. So that like I'm going to put my eggs in that basket versus playing with the ALP 4K. So that's awesome to hear. Yo, Jason says there will be different framework involved, but side loading will still be available. Watch for more info in April when AtGames releases the tools. Good to know. Good to know. All right. Good to know. All right, half a dozen. What's up, man? This game room is looking sick. Thank you. I'm like proud of the game room now. I'm like so happy of how well it's turned out. Like especially with this here, like this is really fun. I still don't know what to do with this area. I think this area, like, because not a lot of space back there. You know, I got Outrun and Ridge Racer and then T2 there temporarily, but I don't think that's the greatest space for them because it's hard to get there. And that in the corner right there with my Marvel vs. Capcom, like nobody ever plays that. It's like a one-player cabinet. It's all the way in the corner. Then I have my MVC2 there. It's going to be hard to like get people in between the Star Wars Battle Pod, but I'm really digging the look of the arcade right now. This is the reason why we collect Arcade1Ups and other home arcade pods. It's not to play the games because you can mod and play them however you want to on Fightcade or whatever, Raspberry Pi. It's this look, it's this feel is what excites me about having a home arcade. The fact that I can, you know, turn it on, look, and I say it all the time. Sometimes I'm a shallow arcade gamer and I just like the way things look. That's it. Yo, Nick's opened his and already took pics. Oh, I got to ask Nick to see what happened with those solenoids. The solenoids are loud from what Nick said. It's louder than the Cleveland ones. So the Cleveland software design ones, he actually uses car solenoids. So that's what the thing is that he uses. So I'm interested. I'm interested to know what it is. Wagner just did a video on this. All right. Cleveland software kit was a game changer with the 10-kit shaker. Yep. SF kit, stick game room lighting. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Half a dozen. Half a dozen's hosting his own show now, by the way, with Chaotic BPR. So check out Half a Dozen doing some content now. All right, sounds fun. All right, the SSF kit doesn't add solenoids. It adds exciters in a sub as far as you know. So yeah, the SSF is surround sound feedback. That's that once you add everything in, you should be able to hear the sound of the ball travel as it moves across the playfield. So that's like the biggest feel for SSF. It does replicate some of the solenoid feels and hits and pops and bumpers, but it's definitely not as strong as actual solenoids. All right, let's see what else I'm missing. You'll just have to make a trip to AZ and check out your 4K. Hey, that might happen. Like, if I have an excuse to ever get out to Arizona, man, I don't know anybody local that's gonna. I don't even know if Bobby Vu's gonna get one. Bobby Vu would be my guy at one point in time. He'd be like, yeah, the Bobby Vu's gonna wait for it to be on the secondary market and like ask them, be like $200, I pick it up in 2 hours, and then he'd get it. So Bobby Vu is the king of deals. So I'm sure he'd be able to get a screaming good deal on the ALP 4K. So maybe he's my only hope of somebody locally in SoCal. But otherwise, I'm gonna have to drive all the way out to Arizona, man. That would be awesome to be able to do that. Yeah, too organized now. I'm too organized? Is that what you're trying to say? Yeah. All right. B, you need a real Golden Tee console in that corner. Oh, are you saying I should get rid of this and buy one of those nice Golden Tee 2000s and things? I got two issues with that. One, I have like zero nostalgia for Golden Tee. Never played it in the arcades. I owned a Golden Tee, the Arcade1Up. Like I wanted to get into it because everybody was saying how awesome it was. I played a couple of rounds. I tried to get other people to play it. Like they were just not into it. So like that's kind of one. Two, they're expensive. But I mean, I'm no stranger to spending money on stuff. But yeah, the zero nostalgia factor for Golden Tee, it's probably not likely to happen, unfortunately. It's like one of the things like Buck Hunter. I never had any nostalgia for Buck Hunter. Never played it once in the arcade, but I bought it. Why did I buy it? Because it was the first light gun arcade from Arcade1Up. I wanted to test the technology. Like my curiosity for technology was more, curious and was satisfied because of that rather than the actual IP. So I sold the Buck Hunter eventually. It's not even in my collection anymore. I kind of miss it though. I mean, it was a fun mod, but I have videos about it. But don't think Golden Tee is going to be in my collection. Widow, you like my space? Thank you. I appreciate that, man. I thought it'd be fun to just talk modding some of the stuff that's happening in the arcade. All right. Buy Stuff is here, hoping they're hidden retro shooter sensors with your Recess T2 monitor. I think so. I think you can use the sensors and have it be further back. I don't know. I know, like if you took this screen and you recessed it and the sensors were there, it might throw off things a little bit, but you never know, man. You never know. All right. Are there sticks on my Time Crisis? Yes, Poodle Skirts. This is. Let me give you a little bit of a close up. Let's talk. Let's talk about this stream is now officially sponsored by Buy Stuff Arcades. The good stuff at Buy Stuff Arcades happily shipped me their Time Crisis integration kit, which is a complete optional control panel upgrade. And this is a Suzo Hap. No, an IL joystick. This is a real IL joystick. And then these are Hap clone buttons. It has player one, player start. They even added in these cool light up buttons that actually, turn the volume up and down. And the whole thing powers up with one button. So that's pretty freaking cool. This particular version is called their selector deck. They have a version of this called the ultimate deck, which is going to have 6 buttons, because I was telling them, I was like, you don't want to go through all this effort because there's a bunch of fighting games on here, but I don't want to be playing fighting games. And at first, my feedback for the Buy Stuff guys are like, oh, you can play these 4 buttons, and then your other 2 buttons for fighting games can be these black buttons up here. But I don't want to be doing like combos, throwing my hands all over the place. It's like, if you're going to add buttons, there's enough space to do it there. So there's going to be a 6-button version. That's the ultimate deck. And then the 4-button version is the selector deck. So I'll go over that in the install tutorial. It's one of the reasons why it took me so long to redo my editing, Dave and Mike from the Buy Stuff guys, is because I kept saying the wrong thing of what this was, because this was like a pre-production deck than what was offered on the website. So definitely check them out once you get it. It's the ultimate deck, but I was sharing that you won't make a 4-player version of this, right? You're going to make a 6-button version. Sorry, not 4-player, 4-button version. This is the ultimate deck 4-button version. But go to their website. There's a 6-button version of this. So that's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to do. All right. What else is that? Questions, other things. You're really curious about what Bobby would say about the 4OP. I would too. I think so. I would be curious to see what he eventually says. And let me know in the chat if you want to see more of a demo of the Retro Shooter Kit. I actually plugged in my retro shooter kit into a capture card. So if you want, we can do a demo of the retro shooter kit and check out all the other games and things too. So I was going through some options. So let me know in the chat if you want to see some of the retro shooter content, and we can do some live demoing right now. All right, does anyone think that Yoda was trying to be creepy when it said you will be, when Luke says, yes, you're giving me creepy memories now. All right, what about Silver Stroke? I like bowling. Yeah, I like some of the bowling games. I played Simpsons bowling, but yeah, I think I'd be more of a fan of bowling because I have nostalgia for regular bowling than golf. But anyways, the other thing I would do with the trackball game though is eventually my Tempest may die at some point, and I like the classic games, but it has a nice trackball and a spinner. I've always wanted to make a PC build of some games using the trackball and spinner on my Tempest. Like, I don't know if many people have made like a PC like upgraded kit for Tempest and playing those games. So I feel like that's what I would do with the trackball game. So you never know. All right, Putt Putt says, do I have a Fast and Furious cap? No, I do not. But Buy Stuff is making a Fast and Furious kit, and they are shipping them, I heard. So there it is. All right. What else is going on? Oh, Molar Medic has 6 pins, man. Fun. All right, very cool. All right, do I have tips on modding SF2 Deluxe joysticks since none of the Sandwall clone holes match the genuine Sandwall plate holes? You are correct. For some reason, the Sandwall clones that are in the new fighting machines, you used to be able to just take off the plate and put the Sandwall plate on it, and then it would line up perfectly. There's no other choice now except just using your drill bit and just drilling extra pilot holes for the new ones. I'm sorry, there's no other way to kind of just line it up easily and switch out the plates. So if you're okay, comfortable with this little bit of drilling, just line up the new plate for the Sandwalls and just drill some pilot holes, stick them in, you'll be fine. So, I mean, that's the only thing I can recommend, unfortunately. I made, I think, a video about changing it out, and I was surprised that they updated the plates to not match, but I'm sure like they weren't thinking originally that people would be modding it out. I think originally they were just like, F it, Sandwalls are the best kind of type of controllers we can use. We should just model the actual plate exactly off of Sandwalls. And then they went and upgraded their joysticks, which are much better, by the way. Their generations of joysticks, when people talk about the controls not being improved for Arcade1Up over the years, that's a lie. I have factual evidence from their Gen 1 cabinets to their third cabinets to their latest designs. Their joysticks have absolutely improved, and it's mostly because of the micro switches. They've definitely improved over time. So, yo. Oh, I see somebody in the background, man. What's up, man? I'll bring you on in just a second. Let me just answer some more questions here and go through this. All right. When in Florida, Molar, we're planning on moving there. All right, Molar Medics in Florida. Hit them up if you want to go check some stuff. Chabistas here says, new fan from Germany here. I just bought an Arcade1Up flipper and use your guide about how to install 1Up pinner. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate that, man. That's awesome. So yeah, I'm glad that tutorial still works. I get comments from from old tutorials all the time about stuff, mainly the Infinity game table, that I know doesn't work anymore. So I probably should do what P-Dubs did, and he said like it doesn't work anymore. So I'm just gonna take that video down. But I mean, it's kind of cool history to be able to showcase that it worked at one time. I probably should put a disclaimer saying it doesn't currently work though. It's probably what I'll do. So thanks for that. You just got me thinking about things that I probably should be doing for folks that are just finding the channel. But thanks for being here, man. I appreciate you catching me live. All right. Brooklyn Menace, man, what's up? He says, not sure if you can get Silver Strike games if I do a mod. That's true, but at least I'll have some other bowling games there. Jeff Woodison says, can you buy Retro Shooter anywhere but the Retro Shooter website? It won't accept your card, but your card won't let me buy from them, actually. I don't know if there's any third-party vendors that sell Retro Shooter except for them. So my only suggestion is buy another card, man. So yeah, or use another card. Try it out, man. I'm not sure what to say. Sorry. I hope it works out for you. All right, let me scroll down to the bottom real quick. A $4.99 super chat from a smoke break says, I'm going to get my MIA board tomorrow. God bless you for your tutorial video, man. I super appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for joining the channel and sending a $5 super chat. I don't think I've seen you here in a live chat before, so appreciate you. Enjoy the MIA board. In fact, don't just follow my tutorial, because you can and get all your own games to upload to your iArcade, which I still have, by the way. It's over there. Check out the Internet Archive. There are places where you can buy, or not buy, but you can get a lot of the prepackaged IRK files now, and you don't have to go through the full tutorial of testing MAME. Absolutely, if you want to build your own stuff, go ahead. But there's a huge community that's already put a lot of work into putting those together. All right, I think we're near the end of the video. Oh, let me just say what's up real quick to EXO. He says, you thought this was a poker channel. Yeah, that's right. Because if this turns into a poker channel, you can come over to my house, get your ass kicked again in poker and the things, because that's what we do. No, EXO's my good poker friend. So I did a poker live stream the other day. Had 500 people watch it. What's up, man?
What's up, dude? How you doing?
Yo, it's Retro Lizard Arcade. There we go.
What's going on, man?
What's going on? Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me, man. I appreciate that. That was completely unexpected.
Hey, let's talk modding. Let's talk about
modding. Yeah. Let's talk about your Time Crisis retro shooter mod from Buy Stuff, man. Tell me about that.
Yeah. So have you played with Retro Shooter? Have you gotten it?
Yeah, I did a whole review on it. It's hot trash.
You did? Yeah, it's hot trash. Is that what you're saying?
Trash. Yeah, it's hot trash. That's just my opinion, though. Don't let my opinion steer you from buying the product, of course.
Okay.
So that's just on me.
Put your mic down a little bit. Is that what you're using? Is it that or this?
I'm using this.
Oh, you're using one of those. Okay. All right.
Yeah, am I too deep?
Is that the right one? Did you check it?
I don't know. It's only got one thing. Is this better?
That's better. Yeah.
Is it better? Oh, it's probably not close enough to my thing. Maybe I should put it over here.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit. It sounded a little muffled, so I just want to make sure the people can hear you, man. So the retro shooter kit itself, compared to the stuff that like you're doing and what Ray's doing and stuff like that, yeah, it's gonna be hot trash compared to one of these bad boys, right? You can't compare this to what these things are doing, right? That's not fair. That's not the same.
It wasn't just that. It was more like the gameplay for it. It
What's
felt like
gameplay?
I felt like I was using a Wii remote, and it was like dragging across the screen.
Yeah.
And then the games, like the Time Crisis game, was the PlayStation 1 version. It wasn't the main version. I think I was expecting it to have more shooter games on it. There's only 88, I think.
There's like close to 100 now. They've updated a little bit.
I mean, so my review was like 3 months ago at this point. I think I got it. It might have even been longer than that. I think I got them September-ish, August-ish, something like that. It was after we went to Cleveland, so maybe October I got them, something like that.
You were one of the early adopters, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and it was the 2-sensor version, and they reminded me. I know what software they're using. They're using a version of the Samco software. So it's the Samco software that they took, and they're using that as the retro shooter Pandora stuff. So all that aside, just the actual feel, right? The guns felt decent. I hated the way that they sounded because it just sounds like a motor recoil, because that's exactly what it is. But you could turn that off too, I believe, and you don't have to have that sound.
Yeah, and then you can hold it down, and then it does a single shot.
Yes, exactly. So I kind of hated the way that the motor sounded on it, but the feel of the actual gun felt good. It's got a good weight to it. It's got a good feel in your hand. But then the gameplay on it, mine didn't have Area 51.
What?
Yeah, it did not. I even said that in the video. I was like pissed off that Area 51 wasn't on it.
Is this MAME?
It looks like MAME. Yeah, it is MAME because you got credits.
Yeah. So I mean, like, this is like, it's not bad. The accuracy is pretty decent because it's a 4-screen or 4-sensor now, so they maybe got to improve a little bit of the accuracy.
Right, and when I had it, I had to be at least 6 feet back from it, and then when I tried it on my computer,
it also now includes the fisheye lens.
Mine came with the fisheye lens, but I still had to be 6 feet away.
Upgraded themselves for sure since the first early days of things.
Yeah, which is kind of good that they did, because that was not even 6 months ago that I had it. But when I was trying this like on PC, I literally had to be 6 feet away to play. If I got any closer, I completely lost accuracy. And you're right there playing it.
I am, and this is also a 19-inch screen upgrade too. So playing it on Arcade1Up, it's always like a challenge. But yeah, I really like I like playing the retro shooter kit on like a really big screen, but it's not bad. I mean, this integration kit with the 19-inch screen and how close I'm playing, I think it's a decent option now, right? Maybe to your point, I agree. Like if this was early on and it was just a 2-sensor and you had all those issues with it being far back, I was more pleasantly surprised because I got this only about a month ago. So I was first playing it in late December and thought it was decent.
Yeah, so I mean, I wasn't impressed with the version that I got. I mean, obviously you have a completely different version now. You got 2 more sensors on it. and it's just completely different from what I had. I would not personally, if I already bought it, which I did, I wouldn't want to buy it again just to try the 4 sensor version. It wouldn't be worth it to me. So, but that's just me. I mean, for a person who doesn't already have it and you're looking for a cheap solution, it's what it is. It's a cheap solution.
Like he's giving you shit now. He's like, Joel was expecting it to be a PC and 2 guns for 250.
I mean, yes and no. I wasn't expecting it to be great, but I wasn't expecting it to be that bad. And it kind of to me was that bad with the box. It played better on PC than it did with the Pandora box to me.
Yeah.
But I'm so mad you got Area 51. That was one of the things I pointed out in my video. I'm like, there's no F in Area 51. How is there no Area 51? And it's the Duo. Yeah, and you got 2 versions actually. You got the original and you got the Duo.
Maximum Force Duo. You got Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Let me just go over here so you can see the updated list of things. So they, I believe now you can press this button and you can go straight to light gun builds. There's about 99 games now.
Nice. Yeah. So, but it's still the PlayStation version. Games. It's still the PlayStation version of Time Crisis, which kind of ticks me off.
Unfortunately it is. Yeah. So for Time Crisis, you get Time Crisis. Where is it?
You get Project Titan and the regular one. I like Project Titan. Project Titan plays really well.
Oh yeah. So you get Time Crisis, Project Titan. Is that the one? Is that the only one that's here?
No, there's one.
And then Time Crisis one right there. There it is.
Yeah.
The Time Crisis Titan. But you get House of the Dead Dreamcast version. These are some nice games here, right?
Yeah, see, I think they could have played the Naomi version of House of the Dead on there, though. They didn't have to go with the. I think they could have went with the Naomi version of House of the Dead, not the Dreamcast version.
Like console ports, to your point, yes.
Yeah,
but it's not bad. And so I don't know what they're doing with the Pandora box, but they also skip straight to the intro screen. Like, is that some setting that you know of where, like, in even in a PC build, I can't skip all the load up screens and intros, but like, watch, it'll go straight from here right to kind of like the coin-in screen, like immediately, like no load up, right? It's going straight, and it's like, oh look, it says press start button. So I mean, like,
that's a mod. They must have modified it because the Dreamcast version has the option for arcade or like a different style. Like it has a wheel that you would choose from. Right? So they must have edited it somehow.
I don't know, but it feels pretty decent. And there's an arcade mode right there.
Right. Yeah. This is what I'm talking about. The wheel right here. Yeah. So, and I buy stuff just says they think that they hack their ROMs and skip it all, which is fine. You know what I mean? Just for us to get right into the game and get rid of all that stuff.
It makes you feel like you're like, who cares if it's not an arcade version? Like it's good enough, right? But people may like care for some of the differences.
Ray did that with our PlayStation 2 on our Gun for IR drives. Ray did that with PlayStation 2 and Time Crisis. He set the what do you call it, calibration screen, and he skips it every single time, so we can just go right to the game now.
Yeah,
but we have so many better options out there than this. I mean, I never was a fan of promoting Sendin, and it's like, just grab Sendin and grab a Batacera build. You know, for the same price you can buy one Sendin and you can download a Batacera build for free, or put one together yourself. You know, or you could buy mine. You know, nobody's forcing you to buy mine, but you could always get mine too.
Boom, boom, boom. Does the green blood? Do you care about that at all?
No, I don't care about that because it's green in the game too.
What's that? Is it?
It's green in the regular game too.
Oh, is it? I thought it was red in the regular game. Zombie blood is green.
I'm 95% positive that on this version it is green.
Okay. All right. Well, no big deal. But House of the Dead 2, I mean, so for 250, 2 guns, I think it's become a pretty decent option to be able to like get into the light gun scene, right? Like, it's like, I think that's what the Buy Stuff store guys really specialize in. It's just like giving you a little bit more value and a little bit of extra stuff for the bang for your buck.
Absolutely.
Because not only that, right? There's light gun games on here, but it is a Pandora's box. There's still over 1,000, like thousands of games that you can still play, even with the control deck. So I think this mod just gives you more to do. I mean, it made sense with their, like, the T2 gun when T2 came out and they did their kit here. I didn't want to sacrifice the Uzi look for these because I didn't feel like that would be. But the Time Crisis guns, like, these look almost like Time Crisis guns, right? So they're close
almost,
to that. And so I was like, this was a good option. Like, I didn't want to get rid of the Buck Hunter shotgun for these. But Time Crisis, this is an absolutely, it matches the decor, the look, the blue, the red. It's
Yeah,
absolutely a perfect kit for this.
the buy stuff gives you the perfect kit for the Time Crisis cabinet to turn it
Yeah.
into a multicade with the retro shooter because you get the arcade stick and buttons. It's
Yeah.
100% worth it. 100%.
Yeah.
If that wasn't offered with it, I would just say just forget that and do a full on mod, but or a different style of mod. But what they got going on there with that is a perfect price, perfect opportunity for you to mod it.
5,172 games.
They got the Action Max on there too. So
Action Max Fury.
yeah.
Laser disc games. I don't know if any of these things work that well, but you know,
They don't. They're on my drive and they play horribly. They're just there for demand.
oh, I can play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 with 4 buttons. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, yo.
And it's a Dreamcast version.
Yeah, so I mean, all the fighting games, all the other like main games you can play on here. So they have 2 versions of this deck: the 4-button selector or 6-button ultimate. I know it's like I forget the price difference. I think it's like $100 difference, but they're using real IL sticks. Like the quality of this deck is really awesome. I mean, you just got into CNC building, so they do really great stuff. But I highly recommend the 6-button mod. If you're gonna get the most value and play these other games, do the 6-button mod. They have so many fighting games. It's worth it to have a fighting game set up for single player. I mean, it's not gonna do a dual player with this. You could plug in a second joystick if you wanted to, but single player fighting game, not bad. Not bad option.
No, not bad at all. And for the record, with the CNC, man, I'm not going to do any 1-up stuff with my CNC. It's all customized. It's all going to be just customized arcade stuff. I am going to be putting out so, you know, I got my retro gun PC, my retro gun box is what I call it. I'm making an actual little arcade portable box to put that inside with controls already hooked up to it. So all you got to do is just plug in your sending guns to a TV and the box and you're done.
Nice.
So that's going to be coming out. It's going to be, you know, probably about 15 inches by 15 inches. So, and about probably like 5 inches deep, just big enough to put the guns inside and the PC inside and the controls. So, yeah, learning that CNC machine is a lot of fun, though. It's definitely a learning curve. Learning how to do the 3D modeling and then transferring it over to the program.
You made any mistakes?
So many mistakes. There's so many things like I never thought of thinking of the warpness of the board.
It has to be super flat, right?
Every board is warped. It has some kind of warpness to it. So like you have to make sure that your what do you call it? Your router bit is set to a certain level so that it will go through the board no matter what. And that's why you have a spoil board underneath it so that it catches it if it does go through too far and it doesn't ruin anything else. Never thought of that. Gluing it down, holding it in place, changing of the bits. It's just everything, man. Everything. It's getting the melamine. Everything's so dusty. My garage is so dusty now. Yeah, exactly. You know, it's got the vacuum on top of it, but it doesn't always catch everything. So you can see like the particles flying in the air. It's like shit,
like
man.
I got mask and everything. You gotta like
I do. Yeah. I got a respirator on. I got a respirator on and I got glasses on the whole time.
Goggles. Look at you. And so here's where I'm jealous of where you and some of the folks in the modding scene have come since we first started. Like Joel and I,
jealousy.
Yeah, we started near the same time where like we were learning how to drill holes into panels using Forstner bits, right? Like we were just we were just guys that were just doing this for fun and like trying to like not break fucking plexi your ass and just learning how to do stuff. And then eventually you started making your own client builds and doing stuff and making your own stuff. I went really deep with Star Wars, obviously, right? Like that mod is still like my claim to fame, but at the same time, I never went further of exploring how to do the rest of the modding emulation scene. Like I kind of stopped there. Like I like all the gun build stuff. I know I could get into it if I wanted to, but I was like, these guys got it. Like I can just like I still don't understand everything about demo shooter and how to get it set up. Like and then Brad's learning about like MAME hookers and all this other stuff and like getting all this other things, right? And so there's just all this like other emulation things. And I see Vic VP throwing in stuff all the time. It's like, oh, check out this new thing. I got it working with everything else. I kind of like bookmark all the stuff that's still come out, but I'm still stuck in 2021 of like of actually trying any modern build. So soon, like all the mods that I ever do with like my Star Wars Battle Pod or like even Tron, it's like a base version of my Star Wars build because I'm so familiar with it.
Right.
And then I feel like at some point when I'm done making content, I was like, I'm gonna dive back into the emulation scene, figure out all the stuff out. I'm still running Technoparrot like way back in the day. I'm still doing direct mapping, right?
Yeah,
I
you
haven't been
got the very,
practicing, but
very,
like
very like old
all
ass
those
version of
things,
Techno Parrot.
it's like I'm a man of habit. I like my ways, man. But you got to tell me. You got to tell me. Am I missing out? Is there a lot of new things in the Techno Parrot scene?
No, I don't think you're missing out. I do think that you should update the emulator because Fast and Furious is working correctly now.
Is it?
Yeah, thanks to your gaming techie. Your gaming techie contacted the dev who ported that over and was like, "Hey, this doesn't work right," and it was fixed in 24 hours. You
Really?
just run the update, and now there's no ping pong effect. It plays correctly.
Oh, damn. Okay,
Yeah,
that's worth
that's what.
it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's and don't be afraid to update your Techno Parrot. Where
Okay.
back in the day we used to be afraid of it
We used
because
to be
it
afraid
would
if it's
break.
working, don't mess with it, right?
Yeah, right. That was one of those. Don't fuck with it at all, right?
Yeah.
And now it's like you don't have to worry about that. We can update it, and if there's
Yeah.
an issue, we can tell them, and then they'll fix it right
Mhm.
away to get it back working again. There's a few
Nice.
games that still have issues though. Star Trek has an issue. It never
There you
had an issue before. It just crashes.
go.
Yeah, it's been doing that on like a bunch of my customers' build. That was part of my login today.
Yeah.
Customer, my graphic guy, my new graphic guy, who's
Mhm.
printing for me. He's got my Sinden build, and he's like, this just crashes out on me. So we downloaded a fresh one from
Mhm.
the source, and
Mhm.
I put it in there, and it crashed again. And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's
Sometimes you
wrong with
don't
it.
know. Like, it could be a lot of
Right,
different things, right?
right.
But I
And
know
then
Jurassic Park was a big deal too, right? And so
I haven't touched that game yet. I won't touch the
have it?
Patreon stuff. No, I decided to just step away from the Patreon stuff after they got
Okay.
hacked.
Oh,
So
I see.
I canceled my license for it and everything,
Mhm.
and I'm like, I just don't wanna mess with it anymore. I'll wait for Patreon games to become free, and then I'll play around with them. You
Alright, that
know?
makes
Yeah,
yeah.
I still support them, and I still tell people if you think it's worth it, buy the
Yeah,
subscription, but
yeah, for
it is
sure.
what it is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Um,
I think where you should go, I think you should build your cabinet from scratch.
like a scratch build. Like, I don't have the
Yeah.
skills to do a scratch
That's
build. I can mod
you got
shit,
you gotta
existing things.
learn you got the skill, you just don't know it.
No, no, I'm a lazy modder. Like, here's the thing. I like to take other people's shit and then do extra stuff on top of it. I try to find the easiest path to get to where I wanna get to. And so if I had to build up from scratch, I don't have the tools to, like, actually build and scratch something. But no, I can take an existing product and do shit to it.
See,
So yeah.
we moved on from the Arcade1Up cabs is where we went.
We're
Brad
more
started with
towards AI.
Arcade1Up. I
That's
the
true.
only person really doing Arcade1Up anymore is Bobby Vu. And I mean,
Mhm,
you're doing some Arcade1Up stuff still too,
mhm.
obviously. But like
Yeah.
Vic, myself, and Ray never touched Arcade1Up, but Vic, myself, and Brad, we all moved on from the Arcade1Ups.
Well, here's the reason
We make
why.
our
Look
own.
how much space I have. This
Right.
is it. I don't have
Right.
big ass basements like you guys have on the East Coast. And Ray's in a tiny apartment, but he only has like one big white like machine.
You
But
know
this
what
is it. I don't
you
have
know
the
what I want?
space for anything else.
You know what I want to do? I got a stand-up mid-size racer that I'm working
Mhm,
on. Right? It's
mhm,
gonna be 24 by 24 by 70.
mhm.
So you can get rid of that Ridge Racer in the background and the other one next to it, and then you can stick that there, and you got a full-size stand-up racer with a 24-inch screen.
That could be cool. That could
That
be an
could be
option.
cool. You
But I
could, and
also
then
this is
you could,
also a racer though. That's a sit down racer already, but I guess I could link them all, right? That'd be the thing to be like, hey, get that going. Because these right now are running the buy stuff mods.
right?
Um, so I don't know if I'm gonna keep them ultimately. We'll see. Because
Yeah,
I can play most of my racing stuff on this guy right now. So
but you also went to pinball. You made a pinball machine. You made a V-pin
I
machine.
did.
You
I
did.
did.
You did that
Mhm.
before any of it. Well, Vic was doing it, but you did it before me. You did it before Brad.
Mhm.
You moved on from doing the Star Wars and you went right to pinball. Pinball
I
ain't
did do
easy.
VPN for a little while. Yeah,
Yeah.
VPN was a thing.
That's
But
a whole new world in itself, man.
yeah, yeah.
It is. I just got you were talking about Cleveland earlier, the Cleveland gaming
Classic.
what's the name? No, not the
Oh,
Cleveland.
Cleveland Software Design. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes, software design. I
Super
keep
hit.
thinking Cleveland Gaming. Cleveland
Yeah,
Software Design. You were talking about him, and I met that guy with you at the Cleveland Gaming Convention.
yeah.
I
He's awesome.
finally, great guy. I finally ordered his haptic kit for the buttons because
Mhm.
I'm going to be building a full size V pin in the garage for a customer, or I
Nice.
am building one, I should say. I haven't hooked them up yet, but I'm going to be using that product for the first time, and I'm hoping that I can use that product every single time now. I'm really
Yeah.
excited for that because I haven't
It's
used
just it's
knockers
drop
or
and
anything.
simple, and then once you see, because he also gives you the files for setup
Right.
using like the KLZ25 board, and everything's like super. And he's also very good, and this is why people like you and people rave about. He has great customer service too, support. he'll actually do TeamViewer login and help you set shit up too. And VPN, finding somebody VPN to do that, there's not a lot of people will. So
there's not. Awesome. No, a lot of people step away and they're like, no, you're on your own. You got to figure it out type of thing. Here's a video. Yeah, for him to log in, that's really cool. That's really cool.
Molar Medic says he built a gauntlet cap from scratch. He says he can do it. I can do it. But you're a dentist. You actually have like hand skills to like drill into people's teeth. If you ever see me hacksaw anything, the only reason why this looks decent is because you can't see close-ups of how much of a hack job this is. That's my point. I'm trying to be like Monet, where things look fine from far, but far from fine. No, it actually, I'm really proud of this, but this looks cool. But from scratch, that would be tough. I don't know. We'll see.
It's a pain, and it just takes longer to do it from scratch. That's all.
Yeah.
It's a pain in the butt. It's an experience. It really is an experience to build one from scratch, because you learn a lot. You learn about the painting the cab. You learn about the T-molding. You learn about everything. Yeah. So you learn measuring. You know, measuring or reading a measuring tape. That's fun.
All right, we got a $5.99 super chat. I think this is euros because he's coming from Germany. It says, one question about A1 Pinner. Do you guys know if Team Encoder is still working on that and if they're going to release version 4 at all? It's been 18 months. Thanks. I don't know if Team Encoder is still in the chat. The last time I asked them about it, he still has a vision for it and doing it, but I don't know how close he is to getting it. Like, what's missing right now in terms of version 4? I think it's additional backlash support, right? I think there's a version out right now where you can get backlash support if you plugged in a Pi Zero, because that's like, so you have a dynamic backlash. And then I think he eventually wanted to do like leaderboards on his own separate server and all this other stuff too. I don't know if he's ever going to do all that stuff, but I don't know if
it's going to happen.
I don't know. He has a 4K ALP right now too, so I don't know how much time he's spending on the old 24-inch. Well, he actually modded his Arcade1Up with a 32-inch screen too, but I don't know. So I'll ask him again to see if it's coming, but unfortunately, I don't have high hopes it's going to come out soon. I think 3.9, the version that you guys have, is probably the best you're going to get for right now, unless something like revolutionary comes out that he's like, I have to go back to this mod. It's kind of like, you have, you know, when you're modding something, Joel, like you're passionate about something, and then once you kind of get it to a certain point, you know, improving it is like, it takes longer than the original like time it took to get it there, right? So
it does.
It's harder to improve something that's already working. So that's,
you gotta kind of got to find the motivation to improve it.
Yeah.
Where I come into, like, I already did it, it's done, I don't want to go back to it, I spent all that time on it.
Yeah.
All right, eventually someday you get back to it.
Yeah, that's true. Gamer Fridge here saying he built a racing rig that was inspired by my video last year. Thanks. I don't know if it's my video or is it Joel's video. Do you do stuff with racing content on your channel? You used to be our wheelman. Like, are you still making full-size racing cabs?
I sell I do all that still. My racing drives, I'm the only person selling linked drives. Yeah. So I mean, MobiStuff has their linked box, but I have a linked drive. I have linked drives for PC. VD2021. He's actually a customer of mine. His name's Vidal. Great customer, and he's waiting for me to send out my linked racing drives to him too.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, I still do all that. I actually love to buy stuff, guys, but since I have a CNC machine now, there's going to be a Retro Lizard sit-down racer coming too, full size.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Because you've been using their racing kit. So my battle pod is a version of their kit. So I got my own different seats.
That's
and then
so sexy.
Yeah, it's really cool. So it originally, I found out it was a Hydro Thunder seat. And then I created it. So that's what it is.
But,
and I got the speakers working. So like everything works.
And who was that? Was that George Adana that 3D printed everything for you?
Yeah. George Adana, like a year and a half ago, was like, he saw a Star Wars battle pod flat screen in the wild, was like, this is awesome. It's like, I think I can model that. And I was like, yeah, that'd be awesome if you did it. And then like he just started putting stuff together and was just like, hey, what do you think of this? And I was like, that looks great. He's like, I think I want to just build. I don't know if I asked him or if he built it. I was like, oh, that would be awesome if we built one. And then he just asked me for the measurements of my TV and was like, I'm gonna try it out. And I was just like, yes, this looks so good. It's so awesome. And then I contacted the Buy Stuff guys and was like, I want to make your kit this. And they helped me with like making this custom design on the bottom for everything.
Nice.
But they shipped this shit to me in July of 2022. And it took me
a long time to get to it.
Finally get to the point where I could build it and have the space for it. Because like that was one, it was like, having a racer in a space takes up a lot of space. But I was like, this was my vision for having a flight racing sim, and it looks really good.
It's quality over speed.
Yes,
That's what it is. Quality over speed. That's the motto. Year and a half to build it, but it came out perfectly.
Yeah. Gamer Fridge is, oh, it wasn't me, thank you. But Lizard was on it too. Maybe it is. All right. JJ doesn't know who you are, man. So tell JJ who you are.
JJ, I'm Joel Gorski. I own Retro Lizard's Custom Arcades. They call me Retro Lizard. I'm a arcade builder in the community. Started off modding Arcade1Ups with B, and we just moved on to my own business and doing arcades full time. So yeah, stand up racers, sit down racers, light gun arcades, 2 players, 4 players, V-Pins, Guitar Hero, the whole nine, man. It's weird for me to say B, but I was looking at some of the companies around, and believe it or not, I was the first person to sell the light gun multicade as an arcade cabinet, which is kind of crazy. There was nobody else selling it around there. Yeah, there was nobody else selling it around there. I sponsor my local radio station.
I was going to say, you were also proud sponsor of the Slick Tom Rick show in Buffalo, 97 Rock.
Yeah, so, and I actually, my morning radio show on 97 Rock is called Shred and Reagan. They've been in Buffalo and on the radio for 30 years. Everybody knows the name Shred and Reagan in Buffalo, New York, and they're doing a Super Bowl squares. And I just delivered to them today a pedestal arcade with 2 Sinden light guns on it as the grand prize. And they did an interview for me, so I'm going to be on the radio with them as an interview either tomorrow or Monday, one or the other.
Have you seen some good returns on advertising through them?
Yes and no. It's been mainly when local people hit me up. They've been finding me. I have my logo on my back window of my car now, and that's been getting me more more customers than actually the radio.
Around, but like big ass billboard on Joel's truck.
Right. So when I tell them to reference my website, they see that I sponsor Slick Tom, and everybody knows who Slick Tom is in Buffalo. They take it a little bit more legitimately. That I'm not just some guy, that I'm actually a company. I'm able to sponsor these people. Right. It helps exactly. That's the word. It helps your credibility. So I got tons of things out there. I'm going to be adding new products soon, especially with the CNC machine, probably taking a few products away. I'm kind of moving away from the Arcade1Up stuff. So I don't really want to do any more of those mods at all. No more. You're done with the 1-up mods. Right. Done with the 1-up mods. Got my own, what do you call it? I got my own 3/4 scales that I'm going to be working on. Instead of a 22-inch monitor, we're using a 24-inch monitor. I figured out how to make gun for IR sensors flush mount on cabs now, so that's going to be a whole new thing too. So the TVs don't have to be recessed anymore, completely flush mounted. Yeah, it's I got a whole. My wheels are turning, man. They're turning so hard.
So many things. All right, look at this. You got pinball drives. You got Hero. Is that like for Guitar Hero?
Yeah, that's Guitar Hero.
Guitar Hero. You got light guns. You got 1 terabyte racing builds now. 1 terabyte. What the hell is on here, man?
It's got racing and it's got a little bit of flying. It's really 700 gigabytes total. It was more than 512, so I had to move to the 1 terabyte. But it's got 195 racing only games on it, and there's also 200 flying games on it too. If you want to have a stick plugged into it, they come with it, so I hide them if you're not going to use it. But it's focused on arcade racing and a little bit of sim racing. It's got some Nintendo 64 games. It has Assetto Corsa, Need for Speeds. It's got all the good stuff.
Just different front ends.
The Ridge Racer Outrun version, that's for the buy stuff encoder.
Oh, I see.
So if you have the Ridge Racer buy stuff encoder, it's plug and play with it because their encoder is an Xbox encoder, and my drive is set up to work as an Xbox wheel.
So this wouldn't work with my G29 Logitech. Is that what you're trying
to say? It would. So I have a program that makes it universal for every single wheel. I use a program called X Output. X Output will trick the PC into thinking that the wheel is an Xbox controller after you set it up.
Look, I'm gonna get you a sale right here. Gamer Fridge says, does it work with the G923?
It works with all wheels, but Logitechs need adapters. You need adapters for the pedals for it to work correctly. And then if you have a shifter, you need a separate adapter for the shifter for it to be separate USB inputs. The adapters on Amazon, if you just go on Amazon, type in Logitech USB adapter, it pops right up. It's universal between the steering or between the pedals, and the shifter is completely universal, same exact connection. $34.99 on Amazon. That's all you need for it to work with my drive.
Nice. All right. I'm still running like all my racing games from my old Star Wars build on here. So is it worth upgrading to the Retro Lizard drive? Like, would you?
That's up to you, man. I think I've seen your drive. I've seen your Star Wars drive. I think you got a great collection of racing games on there.
Yeah,
You
more
know,
like other techno parrot stuff or like things that aren't like.
there's
eh,
there's 29 Techno Parrot racers on there.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's a
no
lot.
page,
That's more than me. That's more than
no
me for
page.
sure.
Right? Yeah, of course. Right?
My build is only 250 gigs.
Yeah, it's small.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm running. So, and I
Mine
saw
used to
like
be small.
yeah, I think it's Crackware, like Fidel, right? He has like a 4 terabyte racing drive or something like that. I'm like, what the hell are you guys putting on these racing drives? Like, that's a lot of space, man.
Yeah, I commented on his the other day because he's got PlayStation 1 games on it, and he's got like
Okay,
Sega Saturn, and
I
it's like
see.
those were D-pad.
Mhm.
And I told him to just be careful because D-pad transferring to a wheel doesn't work because when you
Yeah,
turn left, you just
it's
turn
like all the
left.
way.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all the way. And there's no like I gave an example of Test Drive. Test Drive
Hmm.
doesn't have a return to center in the game, so you
Yeah.
can't play that with the steering wheel. It's terrible.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree. So I mean, I also try to like stick mostly with arcade games when I want to
right.
play at this level. If I want to play console or racing games, it's like it's niche, but sticking with the arcade racing. I think that's true. Like to your point, it's 195 arcade racing only, right? So
Right.
it's kind of how you want to be able to play it.
I
So
was trying to go for quality on that one over the
yeah,
quantity. I wasn't really trying to bloat it because, like, my old Star Wars build had like 900 racers on it because it had all the console games on it too.
mhm,
And I'm like,
yeah,
I don't want to bloat it with all that stuff. I just
yeah.
want it to be, I want it to be good, and I want it to work fantastically.
Look at you with
So
your RGB lighting pinball PCs and shit. Like this is all fancy.
yeah, I mean, those are just stock photos too. Are you really going to get an RGB PC? You might.
What?
You
What?
might, you might not. I've been having an issue with the one that I use with an RGB
Okay.
light, and
Yeah.
so I've been going, but I need an acrylic side.
Okay.
I lost a few PCs, and had to replace the cases and have customers send them back
Oh no, that
because
sucks.
they got them
Nope.
delivered. I put it back in the box it comes in. When they
Yeah.
got it delivered, the glass was shattered.
I see. That sucks.
So
Sorry
yeah,
about
so I have to stick with an acrylic case.
that. Yeah. All right.
I
So
am
BB is
building full
asking about.
size.
That's what I have right there, right? So
Yep, that's
using
the full
standard
size one.
plunger. Yeah.
Yes. I am using I actually bought the Cleveland software design
Yeah.
plunger. I
That's
wanted
right.
to try his out. It's $40 cheaper than the other plunger,
Mhm.
but I'm using that plunger.
Yeah.
So it's a digital plunger.
You're making 1/3 scale V pin, man. You should make 1/6 scale, man. That's the thing. 1/6 scale working pinball machines. There's a market for that apparently. So the new wave toys ones. All right, so check out Retro Shooter. Thank you, or not Retro Shooter, Retro
Retro
Lizard. Check
Lizard.
out Retro Shooter, which according to Retro Lizard is a piece of trash, but it might be worth it. You never know.
Don't let my opinion stir you from buying that. If you
When are you
think
guys going live next on the Four Amigos with all the guys?
we're going live on Sunday, and it's going to be Five Musketeers because you're joining us, right?
What? The five?
Yeah,
What? I get an invite to join the Four
yeah. Come on in.
Musketeers?
Yeah, come on
Yeah.
in. You were on last time. Come on in.
Yeah, I'm happy to join whenever I can, dude. It's tough, man. It's tough making content out there, but I'm glad you guys are doing a regular show. Check them out. It's mostly on your channel, right? Are you guys splitting time on all your channels?
I gave them the links so that they can log in. The only person who logged into my StreamYard was Brad.
Okay.
So Brad's splitting it, but I think Vic's gonna log in and he's gonna start doing that
Yeah.
on his channel too, so that we're streaming to every single YouTube channel. But
Yeah.
what I noticed, because Brad was streaming to his and I was streaming to mine on the last one, it was still giving us the same chat on the same screen.
Yeah.
So it was like combining it all in one, which was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the benefits. All right, man. Thanks for showing up today, talking about modding. For folks that may be watching us on a replay, check out Joe's channel. Retro Lizard is your official YouTube name, right? They can look you up there.
Yeah, yeah.
Check them out Sunday nights, every other week. Is that
Every
right?
other week. We're
Every other
bi-weekly.
week?
So
Yeah.
this
And you
Sunday
guys talk about
anything.
anything. It's not
Yeah.
even just like modding, but these are some of the best modding wizards, I would say.
We
in the
talk shit.
community.
We talk
They
shit.
do.
Yeah,
They
we
do.
talk shit
Talk a lot.
about things that we experience. We talk
Yeah.
shit about customers. Well, I mean, we
Yeah.
don't use names, but we talk shit.
You want to do a
Customer
call in? I think BD wants to
experiences.
call in and say what's up, man. So maybe you can get more people coming in. So
Maybe
if
we
you're
can get them
talking
in.
about
Yeah,
me, BD, I've done some public things where I've asked guests to come in. The last time I put a public link on StreamYard for people to come onto my show with Mrs. Kongderus, I had some guy like Zoom Bomb was showing them like a picture of
Oh, that ain't
Kermit
good.
fucking somebody off and some donkeys like shitting all over the place, and I was just like, okay, not
Yeah,
doing that again. So
I got VD's email. If anything, I'll shoot him an email for the
do
link.
you?
Yeah.
A call-in would be cool. You guys want to call into the show? You guys want to say hello? I can do it. I guess I can pre-screen people on the back end. If we're gonna do a call-in, right, to one of these live streams, you have to be on camera, right?
Right.
And so that's number one. And you have to check your mic audio. So the number one thing about streaming and joining these streams, that's why I was asking Joel, is you have to have good audio. If your audio sucks, then nobody's paying attention. So check your mic, check your video. If you're open to it, I can check you back screen, and then we might be able to bring you on. So you can trust your community.
And feel free, if you think that your webcam isn't bright enough, just get yourself a light.
A light, you can do that
Yeah,
too. Do people want to come on and talk shop at all? I mean, I can stay on for another 30-40 minutes or so. Are you interested in coming on, Muller Melek, and Gamer Fridge and VD? Do you want to talk to the community? Is that something?
Bring them on. This is one of the best things about your show, is that you focus on people in the community. You know, that's what it is. Your whole focus is about people in the community and what they're doing and how they're doing it, and you're embracing the community. A lot of the other people don't do that. You know, this is why I love watching your shit. It's great. This is why you're never gonna be one of those YouTubers. You're always gonna be your own style, and it's fucking fantastic.
I'm gonna be. What do you mean those YouTubers, huh? You got something to say about those YouTubers, huh?
I got another round with the other guys. I love the other guys. Kidding, yeah. They're fantastic, but they don't really embrace the community like you do. You know what I mean? You're bringing people on. You're talking to guys. You know, you show them on.
He says I would come on, but he's not set up properly. That's okay. Look at that.
Use your iPhone. Use your iPhone.
Yeah, you can even just join with StreamYard. Allows you to use your phone as well too, so that way we can walk around. So,
oh, dude, here's something fantastic. Buffalo, New York is finally having its first gaming con. And the guys who are running it contacted me and asked me if I wanted to be a sponsor. And I was like, hell yeah.
Wait, you can have a table and people can get your autograph? Is that what you're saying?
I'm going to have a whole setup. I'm going to have a whole setup.
You're going to have a kissing booth that says...
I'm going to have a kissing booth that says B is my bae. Let's take a photo for B. And I'm going to bring the lizard you got me.
Yes, there it is.
Yes.
You get a little apron that says "suck the motor," and then that way you can get a 10% discount.
Oh my god!
You gotta give out your business card somehow. You gotta make business. You know.
Right.
DG really appreciated your T2 Recess mod video, right? So that's
that was like 2 years ago. That's crazy.
T2 Recess kit in there. The only thing I kind of like would look at, and like I want to find a single piece of mirrored thing on the bottom.
Oh, you can buy one.
I probably could, right?
Yeah, so you can get one. I think they're like 35. It's like $35 for a full sheet.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can get one for sure.
I can do that. But otherwise, I like it. I do like that. Some people are playing that. It is one of the games that people will walk up to and be like, oh, I remember that. So it's actually one of the more attractive games people go to is my T2. So
nice. I actually did a model for a light gun cab T2 style, but I'm going to go with a different style. I might offer it down the road. As a different option in case people want a cabinet like that, but I only model the T2 cabinet that I was going to do as a light gun mod. 32-inch screen, recessed back, the whole thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So, and it's T2 themed, you said?
It was T2 style. So I looked at what the T2 cab looked like, and I basically modeled it, but I made it into a 32-inch cabinet.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Looks like VD is going to join the 5 Musketeers and have folks join in later on. I put a link out there in case anybody wanted to join and say hello. I'll be okay with it. But if not, I'm going to go get something to eat. It's dinner time. It's about that time. So thank you so much for joining the stream, man. I appreciate you. Everybody else, if you're watching, hit that thumbs up on the way out if you can. I appreciate you guys supporting the channel, being here for the last hour, talking modding. Let me know in the chat if you are watching this on replay. If you want to see some other particular mods and things happening, my next video will be a full showcase on that and a full installation tutorial on this. I owe the buy stuff guys that. I've had this for about a month. But funny story about this. Actually, I have to tell one final story about why it's taking so long. So the buy stuff guys, they sent me this board because like I reached out to them when I saw it. I was like, oh, I'm kind of interested in that. And so that's what made me bring back the Time Crisis home. And then they're like, yeah, we can ship you out a board. We can ship you out the kit. And then they had the 19-inch screen kit. I was like, oh, like I'd be interested in a 19-inch screen kit. But they're like, oh, but we have to, you know, you have to pay for the panel for the LCD because like everything else is cheap, but the panel costs money. I was like, that makes sense. But I'm like, I have my own 19-inch screens downstairs. Can you just ship me the bezel and then I'll put my own 19-inch screen in it? Because like I feel like I can do that. And they trusted me. They were like, all right, B, I think you can do it. We're just gonna ship you the bezel.
I see where this is going.
They shipped me the kit with the bezel, but I'm supposed to make an installation tutorial for them. But the problem is they're not selling just the bezel. They're selling their whole kit with the 19-inch screen. So I started recording like hours of footage of unboxing and putting this together, but I'm not doing what the normal community would be getting, right? And so now I'm like making a different installation tutorial. So that's why it's been taking so long. I had to like go back and edit, and I was saying the wrong things about having this half-baked kit. So it's my fault. It's my fault that I was like, oh, I wanted to like do this. And then eventually I put my 19-inch screen in there. I did it. I modded the hell out of that thing. And then I figured out their encoder that they put for the VS display adapter. It changes the 5:4 aspect ratio to 4:3. But my 19-inch screen wasn't like, didn't do that, right? It wasn't compatible with their encoder. So I had my 19-inch screen in there, but with the 64 lines that were like hidden.
You had the line.
I was just like, dang it, I should have just did this. And so I had to like pause my tutorial, just be like, just charge me the $200 for the screen. And so I paid them for the screen to ship it to me so I can make the tutorial video for this. And I appreciate them because, you know, it's still money that they're supporting. But that's the reason why it's been taking so long, that I was like, I should have just trusted the guys and not felt like I was confident in modding it on my own, because that's not what you would be getting. So
they wanted to give you a chance.
My bad.
They wanted to give you a chance. They had faith in you.
To, but then I like just forgot. Like I did the whole mod. I booted up. I tied all that shit down, and then I turned it on. I was like, why are all the bezels missing? Is there a setting that's missing? And what they did was they had it cut up, and then they have the screen actually like hiding the extra lines on it. So.
And it's driving you nuts, right? You're probably sitting there like, what the hell did I do wrong? Why is it doing this? Is there a setting? You're Googling, and then you're just like, F it, here's $200. Just send me the screen.
Here's my money. Take my money how you could have done it.
I give in.
We got a guest actually join us in the background. He has his camera on. He looks like he's not you know, crazy, and is not gonna like photobomb and do anything crazy. This is ladies and gentlemen, to YouTube. For the first time on the channel, JPXL. What's up, man?
What's up,
What's going on, man?
Hey, do you say JPixel? Is that what it is?
JPixel, yeah.
And he's got a good ass microphone.
Yo, look at you. You got your little Pac-Man. Is that a Pac-Man arcade, like the big one?
That's yeah. I'm part of Arcade1Ups, so this is a running joke that Todd, the host, he wanted this. Yeah. And I went on Facebook Marketplace and I bought it, and then my wife said I could keep it, so it's a running joke that I don't give it to him.
Nice, cool. All right, so you're part of the AA crew, Arcade1Ups. You've been on the show with those guys. Tell us about, like, do you have your own channel? Do you make your own content? Like, what do you do?
Yeah. I've been on arcade or video game stuff for a long time, and it just finally decided to take it seriously. Probably my biggest video is the Thrustmaster wheel that that most people buy for their Xbox. There's no PC drivers for it.
Which one? The T1. I use the T128 and the TMX.
I would have to look at my video. But there's no actual PC driver. It doesn't actually work with PC. It says right on Thrustmaster it doesn't work with PC. So some guy in Linux Tech Tips actually made a driver for it, and I made a video, and I'm like have the only video that explains how to actually install it. So that video is just completely blew up on me. So I decided to take it a little serious, hang up with the Arcade1Ups guys. So, and then I seen B's video last year, or it was actually from last year, making his rig, and then I seen your Star Wars one you just came out with. That was awesome.
Nice.
And then I just built one, and so I've been playing around, and I know Retro Lizard is doing some stuff with that. So I was like, "You're the guys I want to talk to you." I was actually sleeping in bed. I'm supposed to be at work at 5 in the morning, but I was like, "I'm jumping on."
I'm in that Discord, man.
Are you Gamer Fridge? Is that?
I'm Gamer Fridge. Yep.
Are you Gamer Fridge?
Gamer Fridge.
Okay.
So that makes sense.
Yeah, Gamer Fridge. I don't know why it's not showing my both. Yeah.
What's that? Oh yeah, because I have a weird thingy with my.
Okay, yeah, on our show it shows both.
So this is
that's
Jay,
how
and then
I'm Gamer Fridge is my channel. I have gamerfridge.com, and then
there he is,
and then my boys and stuff. And so there's me and my sons. There's my
my sons. All right, now I can find you. You got me, man. Go over to Gamer Fridge right now and give him a sub. Tell him that.
Yeah. I'm getting close to 1,000. I'm really
yeah,
close.
Man. There you go. So look at you.
There's some of our stuff.
All right, what's your most popular? Holy crap! Right?
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah, the Thrustmaster. Yeah, Ferrari 458.
Yeah.
Say that.
You use that.
I use that too.
Yeah.
See, people get tricked in buying that thing because they think it's PC compatible, but it's not.
It is.
No, it's not. And it's only compatible if you use Forza. Forza picks it up, but nothing else will. If you get it,
I did a video on it.
I know. There's a little trick to get it to work. You gotta trick it. You have to trick it.
There's a trick.
But natively, it does not work.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the first wheel that I was offering on my racing cabs. It works 100%.
Yeah. There might be a different version, but the Xbox version doesn't.
I don't know. I bought the Ferrari 458. That's all that it was, because that was a non force feedback wheel, because it's got the spring, or not the spring. It's got the bungee that has it spring back to center. So I was using that originally before I was using a force feedback wheel, which was moved over to the TMX. But yeah, the 458 works. Yeah, I had never had an issue with it.
Yeah,
this guy's stubborn. You can tell he's from New York. He's like, nah, man, it works.
New York. Well,
I'm from Buffalo. I'm not from New York City.
There's 500 comments telling me that they've never been able to get it to work without this hack. So, but the reason why there is different versions of the wheel. I get a lot of people confused. There is different versions of this wheel.
All right, we got to check it out now. This is the one, $108.
Because it says even on their website it's not compatible.
All right, so we'll check this out. We'll verify this. We're gonna do some research. It's gonna be Joel versus Gamer Fridge, and be like, who's right?
No, I'm just trying to see if I can find my video of it, because I even back in the day, or like a couple years ago on the Wizard, I put because there was also one called the Red Legend, and people were saying that wasn't working on PC either, and I went out and I got one, and it worked on PC. But there was also the Ferrari. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I had a different version of the Ferrari 458, but there's a lot of
spider.
Maybe I had the spider
headlines thing before, and look at me now. Like now, I get.
I'm actually looking at Ferrari's website. Hang on.
Yeah, maybe I had the spider. I'm trying to find
the spider is one that doesn't work. Yeah, it even says on there it's only Xbox compatible. I have the box. I could show you.
Maybe it's because I used X input, which converted it over to an Xbox controller. But when I plugged it into the PC, there is no driver for it, because there's no what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for here? There's no degrees to change, and there is no force feedback on it. So that's why there's no driver. It's just to plug it in and you play it. But when I used it with X input, or X output, I should say, it worked just fine.
Might pick it up, but it's just whether Windows will pick it up and whether they can figure out something to do with it. Here's their actual website, and it says platform Xbox only.
Look at these guys doing research live on a live stream. This isn't good TV, y'all. we would.
Well, there's a reason why my video blew up, and I have 2 of them on there. It's 60,000 views, so. I mean, it was an issue, and then the guy who actually made the I didn't tell him I was doing it. I just made a video. The guy who actually made the driver actually answers questions on my video now, because it's overwhelming now that I'm like, I just showed everybody how to do it, and then they think I made it, and I'm like, I didn't make it. I just showing you it exists. So
yeah, here I got. Hang on. And I don't know if this is a Ferrari wheel. I don't know if it's the spider though. Well, hang on. Let me see if I can share my screen. Share screen.
Can you share your video if you want? Video, I can pull it up.
Window.
I like your background, man. What's that little like Pac-Man thing? Is that just like for kicks?
Yeah, it's a little pixel frame thing. You can change the
So you can see the Ferrari wheel right there. That is the
that's a different one.
Ferrari
That's
wheel.
not the red one.
All right.
I'll show you what it looks like. Hang on.
All right. Is it a red stick of destiny or is it the black stick? Right, we're gonna get into it. Have you watched all the Billy Mitchell crap?
No, I don't even know who Billy Mitchell is.
You don't know who Billy Mitchell is?
No.
The King of Kong.
The King of who?
The King of Kong, the long-haired Donkey Kong guy.
See, I remember using the red one too, but I don't know.
No,
lost my headset.
Joel's mug looking all serious. Nah, it's got to be the red
clanking.
Because it's the same style. They both got the bungee inside it and whatnot too.
This is the difference. Probably the red one. This is one you see most stores like that. They don't. They kind of trick people into thinking it's actually a PC wheel. It's very similar to the other one.
Very similar. Okay,
Similar.
so here's the solution. You guys are both right. There it is.
There it is. Yeah.
There it is. No, it's all good. Dude, Joel, you don't know who Billy Mitchell is? You've never heard of this dude?
No, I never heard of Billy Mitchell.
You never heard of Billy Mitchell? King of Kong?
You call yourself a gamer? You call yourself an arcade enthusiast?
He's the Pac-Man king.
He's the
I don't give a shit about that guy.
Time. He holds it's the Donkey Kong guy. Then you remember King of Kong?
You guys are talking to me like I give a shit about arcades. How many times have I said I fucking hate arcades?
All right.
Well, his claim to fame is that he has a high score, and then he didn't cheat, and then he literally did cheat, and so he just went to court and just kind of won.
Yeah, no. The only reason why I was giving the reference is because his latest video that Carl Josp has been like roasting his argument is that he holds his claim to fame to having a high score in Donkey Kong, and then he's like, original Donkey Kong sticks have a black joystick, and then he's like, are you sure about that? And he's like, 100%. I would never play a Donkey Kong that has a red joystick. And then you look at the picture of his thing and it's a red joystick. So I'm all like, is it a red wheel or is it a black wheel? Who cares? You're like, you guys.
It does matter.
It does matter. It does matter. One's authentic, one's not.
So I guess that got him laid, huh?
He's a gamer of the century, dude. The Billy Mitchell saga is hilarious.
It's
if you ever want to just watch it, it's super funny. But like,
even if you don't care about arcade games,
you don't. It's just hilarious. Like his claim to fame for shit. So it's super funny. But it's cool. All right. Gamer Fridge, are you on every Wednesday with the folks? Do you come on occasionally? Yeah. Yep. You've been going on there regularly with Todd and those guys?
Yep.
Nice.
They haven't kicked me out yet. Yeah, so check them out. Just check us out. We're low chill, just talking about normal stuff.
Oh,
I love the Arcade1Ups guys. You guys are awesome, especially like, are you gonna go out to the next meeting with them? I know they're all planning like a big meet and greet sometime.
The pinball thing in Chicago, so that's close to me. So
are you guys doing a pinball expo?
Yeah, I think that's what we're talking about.
Expo? Yes, dude, Joe, we're going to pinball expo in October. That's our next big thing. So,
I'm going to Cleveland again. I thought that was the plan. Yeah, I thought we were all going to Cleveland again. I thought that was the plan.
No, we do one things and you don't need to do it again.
Oh, really? Because like Brad and Ray and Vic were all down to go to Cleveland.
They're all going?
Yeah, we're all planning on going to Cleveland because we thought that's
Chicago.
We thought we were all doing that again.
October. Chicago.
October what? Didn't you guys do the pinball expo already last year?
No, we went when we did Chicago last time. We did IR Arcade was our main thing that we did. We didn't even go to a convention.
What's that arcade in Chicago? Ghost and
but there's Galloping Ghost there in
Galloping
Chicago.
Ghost.
It's the world's largest arcade, bro. It's awesome.
And since you love arcades, it'd be perfect for you.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's October 15th to the 19th, and like we're going because Nostalgia is going to be coming out too. So I think that's it. So we had talked about going to Texas Pinball Festival, which is like next month, but nobody ever solidified that, so we kind of let that fall through. So I'm sorry, Mad Astro Gaming. I think Mad Astro Gaming is going, but otherwise,
where's everybody?
I think we're gonna be at Pinball Expo. I think that's where everybody's heading at. I know, but there's in April. I think what is it? Midwest Gaming Classic. There's a bunch of guys going to the Midwest Gaming Classic as well. So those are like the things that people are heading out to this year. So yeah.
Referring to me in the chat being an a-hole.
What's that?
Are these guys referring to me in the chat for being an a-hole?
No, Billy. Whatchamacallit? Which is fuck. Yeah.
No, because DG said that I'm being a dick to the little guy. I just had the wheel confused.
It's no big deal, man.
We're just having friendly conversation.
It's no big deal.
Joel's
He probably
very
knows more stuff about it. If I got it wrong, I'll admit it. Shoot.
Oh man, I just had the wheel confused. That's all.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah,
It's no big deal at all, right? It was a confusion on the wheel. No big deal.
No, we're just all having fun. It's all about like experience.
But the thing is, I get that same thing on my video. People thinking it's a different wheel and it doesn't work.
Right.
The driver doesn't work. I'm like, you don't need it. And then some people are like, how do you get the force feedback to work? There's no force feedback on that
wheel. Yeah, exactly.
Like,
that's why there's no software. Exactly.
We're calling Billy Mitchell the asshole here. That's what we're doing.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
And you're an asshole for not knowing who Billy Mitchell is. So there's.
Oh, I got you. I am an asshole, I guess, for not knowing who the guy is. But you know, Thrustmaster put out like 3 or 4 different versions of the Ferrari wheel, something like that. Because I think there's a gray version out there too.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah. This one, you'll go into Walmart. This will be the one right next to the Xbox.
Yeah, I've seen them there. That's actually where I bought one of mine for.
So if it doesn't work, you have to do the driver, and then you can use your other program you're talking. Oh, I really want to know what that program is because I need to
X output
because I'm using X360 CE.
Oh yeah, get rid of that.
Oh yeah.
X output is completely global. It's a universal thing. So if you set up every single emulator, if you take an Xbox controller, plug it in, set up every single racing emulator you have as an Xbox controller with your Xbox controller plugged in, unplug that, and then plug in your wheel, and then load the X output program. Set your wheel in X output. Map it to X output, and then X output transfers that to every single emulator. It's a one and done. One and done, man.
Yeah, because I'm doing that with like TechnoParrot and all the I got an arcade build I'm playing with, and it's like every single one of them. I'm like,
individually. So just take an Xbox controller, set them all up as an Xbox controller, plug that wheel in with X output. X output is on GitHub, so get it off at GitHub, and then there's 2 drivers for it from GitHub too, and then you'll get it going. If you just go to YouTube and type in like Retro Lizard Racing, I have a video of me demonstrating how to do X output too. Yeah, I highly recommend it. Everybody in the chat, this is not a secret. This is not like a secret thing. Get this shit and use it.
No, direct input is the way to go, Joel. It's the only way to make sure everything still works. Is you got to manually, for all 195 games, manually input every single thing to make sure it works. It's the only way.
Only way. Yeah.
Nobody wants to do that.
The way I did it.
So what does force feedback work? You know, with 923 is how does, because I know with TechnoParrot, I was trying to play with one of that plugin. I think B was showing that plugin, and I hooked it up, and my wheel went nuts, and it went stop shaking, and I couldn't get
FFB?
it.
You did FFB plugin?
Yeah. It just started shaking like crazy, and like I literally had to reset my computer because the whole thing was just going nuts because I started hitting the test button, and that wasn't good. Don't do that.
Wow.
FFB. Did you ever get FFB on any of your builds, Joel? Did you ever set that up?
It's on there. It's so I only have 5 TechnoParrot games that work with FFB, and then the main games, Model 2, Model 3. Model 3 I learned though is hit and miss with certain wheels. The TMX does not translate to force feedback on Sega Model 3, but the T128 and the T248 work with it just fine. And so does the TRS1000, like that more sim style Thrustmaster. And then I never had an issue with the Logitechs, of course, except for them forgetting to return to center, but the force feedback worked on all that stuff. Yeah. You showed me that plugin.
I haven't had that issue with the return to sender. I don't know if they updated it, or I know that was a video you were on. You're saying that they don't return to sender.
One final question. So this wheel that you're talking about, because I'm using the damn G29 wheel right now, but you say that this wheel this works with Forza, like it's actually meant to work really well with Forza
on PC.
Yeah.
No, it will work with Forza on. I don't know about the brand new one, but you have to buy it from the Microsoft store. Then it picks it up and it will see it. If you have the Game Pass version, it will see that Forza is the only one that will see this wheel.
I see.
So
the only reason why I asked is because like that game just
without that driver.
Like I feel like it plays terrible with the wheel in general. Like it's meant to be played with the joystick, and so like I just didn't know if it was like meant like, hey, it's compatible with Forza, but I mean,
it
like
pops right up and tells you what the wheel is.
Yeah.
If you watch my video at the end of, I have 2 videos on it because there's an updated version, and actually I guess they updated it again, so I'm gonna have to make another one. But I show off games that work and don't work. I even played a Star Wars game. The Rogue Squadron with it. I was like, here it goes. And I'm like, it works kind of. I wouldn't recommend it.
I was doing stupid stuff with the wheel too. The first time I ever modded my Outrun cabinet with the wheel, I was playing like Battle Pod with like a racing thingy and like using that for fun. And like, you know, we used to like do really dumb shit. It's like, hey, just because you can doesn't mean like it's a good experience, right?
That
like
grip, that grip, don't do that because you go upside down and grip, and it just messes the orientation up.
Hey, Gio's here. Just to give a quick plug to Gio. So Gio is a guy that makes custom DDR builds. You're doing some DDR stuff too now, aren't you, Joel? Aren't you doing stuff?
I got one in development. I got a DDR cab in development.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a L-Tech gaming pad.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
But you do more Guitar Hero stuff. I actually have Eric's modded Guitar Heroes too. So
you guys see that new guitar that they just showed off? That just came out? A new company made a Guitar Hero.
Oh, really?
Guitar Hero. Yeah, it's got a little controller in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's brand new. It's like I posted it in our Discord. Yeah. If you go to Arcades Anonymous Discord, I posted it in there. Yeah, it's a new company, brand new.
Once I get into rhythm games, we're going to do a whole show featuring Gio on a future show. And so Gio is like the rhythm king. He does DDR, got all these things. He makes custom panels to turn your arcades into like hand pumps, or you can do DDR pumps. And so I bought one of his control panels, and it'll be cool. So that way we can do some hand DDR movements and things, because you know the oldies like us can't continue to dance with our feet. So
PDP.
Oh yeah, we're using a dance pad on mine.
Yeah.
Does Gio do dance pads?
Yeah.
Here's I have a dance pad. I have a PS1 dance pad, but you know, it's feet get tired. I actually was at I was in Vegas for whatever CES, and we went to an arcade, and I was playing like DDR with this chick, and I was just like, oh my god,
my legs.
I got one for gamepad or a GameCube.
Yeah.
I sent you a link if you want to check it out. It's a PDP wireless guitar.
Pull it up on the screen, B.
We're looking at guitar stuff
IGN
now.
does a review on it.
Give me a second.
It's in the private chat thing in the
Rock Band 4. Yeah, I was really big into Rock Band back in the day too. That was
Rock Band 4 is still out. It still works. And then Fortnite's got Rock Band in it now.
Okay.
Does it really?
Yeah, it's actually Harmonix doing it.
That's funny.
Yeah, this came out. Brand just announced this.
Okay. Is this PC compatible?
Yeah, everything.
Everything compatible?
I'm pretty sure.
That's a nice guitar.
It's the Pipmaster. Yeah. That.
Xbox Series X, One, PS4, while others work on PS4.
There's the pictures. Nice. Not bad.
2 configurations, one for PS4 and Xbox. One for Xbox. And then it shows, you got to see the back, the neck at the top. There it is.
Oh,
see,
there's
a little
there it
controller.
is.
Yeah.
That's really convenient.
That is.
That looks dope.
Yeah, that looks nice. Is that what there is there a price on that page, B?
Wireless too. I don't know. Wireless, I'm hit or miss on wireless. I really prefer wired.
PDP is not shared a price.
I prefer wired too. Yeah.
It will be released sometime this spring. So
I actually do prefer wired too, Gamer Fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I lose connection. Like my drum kit is wireless, and I wish I had the old wired style, because you bang on that thing and the batteries fall out.
That's not convenient at all. You're like, oh shit, I'm losing.
The battery pack in the back, you can bang on it. Like, turn it, and then you're halfway through the song, you're like trying to put duct tape on the back of it.
All right, Gio says like it's in the works, man. He's got that pump hardware going on. All right, I got to pull a plug on it because I got to get going, folks. Gamer Fridge, it's good to see you, man. Finally connecting. I've
seen you, man.
Yeah,
previously.
cool.
So thanks for jumping on. Joel,
Yeah.
Retro Wizard, thank you so much for hanging out. Everybody in the chat that's still here, Dello, Gio, Jason, all the folks here. Appreciate you guys hopping on. Check out these guys. Go sub to their channels.
Go sub
them.
to Gamer Fridge's channel, man. Go hit them up.
Right.
Yeah, appreciate
hook
it.
them up. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye,
See
everybody.
you guys later.